So I promised myself that I would take a few days off for fall break and just kind of chill, spend time with my family, recharge my battery, do all those very important things that teachers need to do. And somewhere in the middle of it, my brain goes, hey, you know that lecture that you gave to your brick and mortar in-house students? You didn't do that for your online kids, and you need to share that information. So here I am sharing the information. The first year that I taught taught fifth grade, I was so not a happy teacher because the way they presented Native Americans in the history books, like they were all just these crazy animals running around being savages. And if you compare Europeans to Native Americans, yes, some of them would culturally dance. No, they didn't dress like the Europeans, but let's take a moment and let's think Oklahoma humidity. Now let's imagine Oklahoma humidity off of the Atlantic Ocean and a major river. It just got a whole lot hotter. And they arrived in May, and that would have been the time that the natives would have been going more towards their summer dress, which was a little lighter, skimpier, if you will, than the Europeans. But after the Europeans spent some time here, they discovered that their velvet doublets, and their silk shirts, and their stockings were going to kill them because it was too hot. So they made some clothing changes, which wound up being very, very, very beneficial to them, probably saved their lives. But just because the natives weren't looking like, acting like, doing life like the Europeans, it doesn't mean that the Native Americans were necessarily on the wrong track. Excuse me. We see when the Spanish explorers hit the coast of Central and South America, that they went in and took possession of these major native indigenous tribes, and these people had it going on. The Aztecs, I believe, in Mexico City had, I want to say they were around 1 million people, and this large city had plumbing. Like, you could go to the bathroom indoors and it flowed away from your home. Over in jolly old England, they were using chamber pots, metal pots about yay big, and you had the pleasure of sitting on these metal pots. And I've used a chamber pot before, and so I can tell you, cold metal pots on an early cool morning, and it's colder in England than it is in Oklahoma. England, if you look at your map on the latitude lines, it's up there with like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Canada. So it's a little colder. And is how chamber pots worked is you use a chamber pot, and somebody had the chore, the privilege, the responsibility of throwing out the pot every day. And if the chamber pots were kept on the second floor, and you were living in town, you did a shout out, hey, incoming. And hopefully nobody was below you on the sidewalk or the street. And if they were, hopefully they heard the warning and got out of the way. So now tell me, which culture is more sanitary? Then if you look at hygiene, the natives took baths on a very regular basis. That means if they had to jump into the freezing river and bathe real fast and wash off and hop out, they did it. The Europeans were in the mode of the less we bathe, the healthier we are. Ooh, can you imagine the smell? And they weren't using deodorant at this juncture yet. Gotta love that one. The other thing that we see going on is medical. And I think the medical is kind of interesting just because I'm not really a sciencey person, but I think it's very intriguing that the Native Americans were using holistic herbs and remedies and to heal wounds, to break fevers, all these like health issues. And in Europe, if it wasn't going well, they put a leech on it and let the leech like suck out the bad blood. Because, you know, the leech can determine bad blood, suck it out. Good blood, leave. No, a leech is a leech. And if things weren't going quite like they thought it should, they would put multiple leeches on. So in case, I don't know, suck it out faster, not sure. But I just kind of wanted to point those things out. We are going to do Powhatan first. Powhatan is going to be the tribe that we interact with. If you'll remember Powhatan, Chief Powhatan was one of the ones that might have possibly been some of the group that was a raiding party on the Roanoke colony. But we're not sure. He's not really excited about the Europeans showing up. So anyway, there's going to be a couple more videos. Some of it's going to be instructional. Some of it's going to be background knowledge. So anyway, you've got a bunch of videos coming your way from me. Hope you've had a fabulous break. Bye.